Somebody comes to you tomorrow, let's say a leader of an organization who's just had a record year in however, whether it's for performance, their stock, whatever. And they come to you and they say, hey, heading into this next year, we're deathly afraid to not fall on our face. What can we do to keep this growth going? How do you respond?
Well, they're looking in the wrong place and they're asking the wrong question. Anything that you do out of fear will fail.
What's a better question?
Fear is a great motivator. There's no doubt about it. But that motivation is best spent examining the holes in one's game as opposed to trying to improve one's game. Because if you remove the holes, greatness happens by itself. So it really becomes, once again, there are no business problems, right? There are only human problems. So the game begins. The game is to understand the game within the game. So it is to understand, what is it that I do not understand? Where are the deficiencies in my 360-degree understanding of my business, and how could I understand it better? What are the beliefs that I have that are causing me problems? It is those qualitative questions, as opposed to an alarmist sort of, I need to know what to do in order to get a certain. It's none of that. That's very common thinking. That isn't greatness. Greatness is very soft and very deep and very nuanced and very incisive. It is an examination. It is a desire to know, as opposed to a compulsion to do.
There's a phrase that you hear a lot whenever you talk about high achievers or human performance, when people talk a lot about even athletes themselves or business leaders, you gotta love the process. You gotta love the process. It's hard work. Trust the process. How do you feel about that?
The idea is valid. The delivery is not.
Help reframe it for me.
Well, it's how it's going to be heard. It's kind of like the 10,000 hours thing, right? So, I exchanged some very respectful emails with Anders Ericsson at Florida State. At least he was at Florida State. I'm not sure where he is now. A number of years ago, regarding the 10,000-hour rule and, Gladwell's popularization of it through outliers. And I said, the problem with the 10,000-hour rule, regardless of whether it's valid or not, let's forget about that, okay? The problem is that the effect it's going to have is going to be counterproductive, because people are going to hear the 10,000-hour rule, and since we live in a how-to society, and people are looking for what to do next, and how to this, and 5 steps to this, and list post this, and nonsense upon nonsense, they are going to use that and swallow it up as the how-to. They're going to take out their clocks, and they're going to start measuring hours, which is what is happening. And nobody who becomes great measures the hours, and once the alarm bell goes off, the 10,000 hours are up, I'm great. That's silly. That's fantasy. So it must be understood, Mo, that in many ways, whenever you speak, you lie. Because truth is very difficult to capture in words, and most importantly, the person who is hearing the truth must be of a sufficient level of evolution to be exposed to it. Otherwise, they will naturally react with outrage and how to, and will not benefit from it at all. So telling someone that you got to love the process, we're back to sort of You got to love being uncomfortable in the new city once you become so highly self-developed. It's not about that. It may in the end be that. That's fine. That may be a truth, but it certainly can't be the vehicle. Because why? Because people will then say, I must learn to love the process. And that will be fake. They will grit their teeth and try to love the process. That's nonsense. It is not genuine. And anything that is not genuine, natural, falls flat. You can grit your teeth today, and you can grit your teeth next week, but eventually, either you're going to open your mouth, or your teeth are going to crumble. One of those two things is going to happen, because it wasn't natural, it was forced.